We're in the place they call the Air Canada Centre in Toronto, Ontario. The home of the Raptors, where we're broadcasting live. And back in Toronto following the road trip, it's the Raptors on their home court.
They're starting the home. Here, a short one it is, Kevin, but nonetheless, it's important to get off to a good start.
It is. They'll be looking to get a few wins under their belt here at home before they have to go back out on the road.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. So on the floor for Houston. Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. Eunice and Howard the post pair. And it's Walker in the point guard. Last season for James Harden was easily his best yet. Finished second in the MVP race. Put up huge numbers with career highs in points per game, scoring. Greg at more than 27 a game.
And also carried that Rockets team that dealt with a plethora of injuries, mainly to Dwight Howard. And second in the league in scoring, I mean, narrowly losing out to Russell Westbrook, who just went on a tremendous tear the second half of the season. And then also finished runner-up in the MVP race.
Batum attacking, hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup.
And the double clutch layup in that situation, that's just him playing to the crowd, guys.
Boy, he launched that one from way outside. Harden's got 5 points so far.
And for Harden coming in second in the MVP race, he had a lot of first place votes. And nobody knew if he or Curry would win the award. In most other seasons, he would have won the MVP.
Outside DeRozan. Shot from the low block. And the Raptors tack on two more.
And for Harden last year, he could have easily have won the MVP, probably would have in other seasons. His big talking point for the award was how he carried the Rockets on his back. And he might have been the most valuable player to his team with the performances he had last year.
They're off and running. Good start here. They've knocked down 4 of their first 5.
Lowry against Walker. No good. Good work defensively by Lowry. Pass to Batum. Shoots. No good. So Houston will take it the other way. On the wing, Harden. Harden draws the double. Walker dishes to Eunice. Houston moving the ball around. And now here's Batum, the fast break opportunity. The wide open look here for DeRozan. And again, Toronto with the triple.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Now, here is Harden. 5 points in the game. Only one man back on D. Throws it up high. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by DeRozan. Rockets trail by 7. Well, looking back on last season, you didn't know where the Rockets would end up in terms of seeding in the playoffs. Ended up with the 2 seed because they won the Southwest Division. And as it turned out, everything worked out very well for them.
It really did, and had a divisional matchup in that first round against the Mavs. But the Rockets took care of business in that series and would advance.
Outside Lowry. Pass to DeRozan. Yunus grabs the miss.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop.
That's not as easy as he made it look, guys. You've got to have some skills to pull that baby off.
Well, he's got plenty of those skills necessary.
And you know what?
Man.
That man can climb a ladder.
Now, here's DeRozan. He has 5. Just 4 to shoot. Shoots a fader. Hangs in the air. And Valanciunas with the layup. Valanciunas has got his first basket of the night.
Oh, how pretty was that? Used the rim to protect the ball perfectly.
Fast break, Toronto. And DeRozan throws it down hard.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
That was a Kodak moment right there. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
And the Raptors making a change here. Powell's checked in. And a switch here also for Houston. Michael Beasley, he's checked in for Yunus. And stolen by Patterson. And Lowry gets it to go. And let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Raptors.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, how about the fact defensively they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
Now here is Lowry. Following the miss by Kemba Walker. The shot by Powell, no good. And the second player taken in the 2008 draft, Michael Beasley out of Kansas State, has been the ultimate wild card. Incredibly high expectations for him. At one time, he was the best high school player in the country. But now, you know, Greg, in his 8th season, he's bounced around a little bit. You wonder if he will ever fulfill that great potential.
You know, you could argue he's the best player in college that 1 year at Kansas State. I mean, unstoppable scorer and rebounder on the collegiate level. And he's shown flashes, but that's the one thing about this level. So much of the game is mental. And not everybody's equipped to handle the responsibility of being a great player.
Excellent point. Toronto's shooting their first free throws here tonight.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
You know, something you can point to when you're talking about their areas of success last season, free throw shooting.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Biyombo is checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Gordon comes in for Patrick Patterson. Tamari Carroll's checked in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Ross in for Powell.
And thinking about Michael Beasley's career now, he did have a breakout season in 10 and 11 with the Timberwolves. It was enough to land him a 3-year, $18 million contract with the Suns a couple years ago. Arrow seemed to be pointing up, but then things headed south quickly.
Now here's Harden. Coming off a stellar performance against Detroit. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And for last season, it was really just a victory for Beasley to get back in the league. I mean, did not start the season on any team. No doubt he has the skills, but something needs to happen for him in order to stick.
And the Raptors making a change here. Joseph's checked in. Houston also making some changes. Capella's checked in. And Antetokounmpo subbed in for Trevor Ariza. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Ross, that's good.
Everything going according to the script for them offensively so far.
Clark, shots be falling. That's for sure. They're scoring with a tremendous amount of confidence.
You went straight playground old school there, partner.
And Joseph kicks to Carroll. Ross with a wide open look. And again, Toronto with the triple.
And Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage.
And, you know, time will tell how big a factor that becomes in this game, guys, but if you're the coaching staff, it's certainly a point of emphasis.
I mean, he is tearing the defense apart, and let's face it, they have not brought their A game on that side of the ball.
Now, here's Joseph. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Biombo kicks to Gordon. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Joseph. And the 3 off target. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Ross. He got it! Wow! And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Toronto ahead, up 11. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And we welcome you back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us. And guys, the Raptors enjoying a nice lead here.
I tell you what, the scoring has come in threes for the most part here so far.
Every time down the floor, it seems they're knocking down the triple.
This is how the floor looks for the Rockets starting the second. Patrick Beverley out there with Andrew Gaudlock. Then there's Moniunas. Then it's Jones. And it's Antetokounmpo in the 3 slot. The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
You're all about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up. And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
In the corner, it's Gordon. To the wing right side. The dish to Joseph. Moniunas with the steal. On up the court. Shot's good.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number 1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
Like last season, we saw Moniunas make some nice strides.
Yeah, big uptick in his scoring efficiency, Kevin. Both his shooting from beyond the arc and from within the arc increased.
Substitution for the Rockets.
So for the Rockets, Ariza comes in for Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Walker subbed in for Patrick Beverley. Deep 2 from Carroll. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Carroll's got 4 points in the quarter. Well, I'm sure you guys have heard this, that the nickname that has been given to DeMarre Carroll, the Junkyard Dog, I think it's apropos. Kid drafted out of Missouri back in the 2009 draft.
Yeah, and he actually had to show perseverance to hang around as he bounced around a bit. But I think he's found a home now.
Houston making a switch here. Harden's checked in. Oh, and the dunk by Ariza.
Major league big boy throwdown right there.
And he keeps a tight grip on that rim after the finish.
Yeah, maybe that'll give them a little bit of that swagger that they seem to have lost. And Carroll, an energy player who's developed a reliable three-point stroke. I mean, he can also hurt you in transition. He's got terrific size and athleticism, and he also really knows how to play without the basketball.
Now here's Moniunas. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Passes to Jones. The kick out to Walker. Shot clock at 2. Now the pass to Harden. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation.
And Carroll, by advanced stats, one of the most productive small forwards in our league. I mean, one thing I like, even as he's developed into a three-point threat, he still has an instinct for cutting to the rim off the ball when his defender turns his head. I mean, one of the things I think that allows his team to be so good is his understanding of how to play the game.
That's his first personal foul.
And Nicholas Batum injuring his wrist last season, he was pushed in the back by Larry Sanders on a dunk and went down hard.
We saw that wrist bother Batum all season long. His shooting numbers down drastically. Clark, a major blow for him.
And you know what? The league might have to look at that. I mean, Sanders got a one-game suspension, but is that really enough to discourage that kind of reckless foul? It's a thin line, but I think it's worth a further look. There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
He's got some serious momentum going right now. He's been great all day. Even last game, he was on fire.
Lowry kicks to DeRozan. It's stolen by Jones. And there's the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Howard's checked in for the Rockets. Toronto leading by 9. Lowry with the ball. He's picked up by Walker. The drive by Lowry. Out to DeRozan. Just 5 to shoot. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. And the Rockets making a change here. Capella's checked in. Here's Walker. There's the screen. Harden left side. Another miss by Houston.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Here's DeRozan. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. And it's 9 points for DeMar DeRozan.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
Timeout called, the Rockets.
And for Kyle Lowry, last season was full of milestones. First, he signs the big contract extension for 4 years. Then he earns his first ever All-Star selection. Unfortunately, he didn't finish as strong with the postseason, but a terrific year.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Michael Beasley, he's checked in for Capella. And Giannis Antetokounmpo subbed in for Trevor Ariza.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
And on the topic of Lowry, he became only the 3rd Toronto Raptor ever, Clark, to be voted into the All-Star game.
Yeah, you know, Bosch and Vinsanity to the other two. Lowry also participated in the All-Star Weekend Skills Challenge. Man, he's been outstanding as a point guard.
And a tenacious leader for the Raptors.
Yeah.
And guys, there's no doubt Walker has a lot of the tools needed to be a great point guard. But his shooting percentage is really what has kept him from making the leap. Just not as consistent as he needs to be. And a lot of it has to do with shot selection. That also has to improve.
Now, Antetokounmpo following Patrick Patterson's three-point attempt.
Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Clark, that deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And how about how he capped that one out? Almost like the 1-2 punch.
DeRozan again. Harden. Outside, Batum. And Valanciunas kicks to Batum. Offline with the baseline jumper. Just thinking again about Kemba Walker's field goal percentage, Greg. You were talking about shot under 40%, Clark, from the floor last year.
Yeah, and I think so much of shooting percentage is a function of shot selection. That's 3 out of the last 4 seasons now under 40% for Kemba. In order to be an elite point guard, that number's got to go up.
Joseph, he's checked in for Kyle Lowry.
And watching Kemba Walker play, so explosive. An undersized floor general, nasty crossover. Really a scorer's mentality. Maybe too much of a scorer's mentality to ever be a great assist man.
Howard, the pass to Harden.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Here's DeRozan. No good with the triple. Greg, talking about Walker, you have to love the way he competes, his willingness, Clark, to put the team on his shoulders and carry him.
Love that competitive spirit of his. They're actually figuring out how to use him best, but he's such a dynamic offensive player. You've got to give him room to be creative at that end.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And, Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Batum inside the three-point line. That one off the back iron and out. Here's Harden. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
DeRozan with it. Guarded now by Michael Beasley. Clock at 6. Here's Patterson. Shoots. And a great job by the D contesting that shot and forcing the miss. Batum with the steal. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. There's 14 seconds left in the first half. Shot clock at 5. It's DeRozan with the drive. Good D by Howard. And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
How about the magic touch he had on display there in that first half in terms of finding his teammates? Just a plethora of assists.
Plethora, you're going deep into that dictionary of yours, man. It's not a common occurrence with this guy, though. Typically, he's more of a finisher, but that's not been the case in this one.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment.
Harden doing it all. He has 20 points, and he's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of three-pointers.
And you know what? The defenders have that in the back of their minds now. They'll be on him a little tighter.
They've got Terrence Ross. Jamari Carroll is out there with Gordon. Then it's Corey Joseph. And it's Biyombo at the 5 roaming the paint. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto.
Oof, that is a tough shot.
In the last few years, the Toronto fans have made a strong case for being the loudest in the league. And, Greg, you know, the Air Canada Center can sound like a 60,000 capacity crowd during the playoffs.
It is really unreal. It gives the Raptors a huge advantage here at home. Toronto and Canada will always be hockey first, but they love their Raptors here in the North.
Here's Joseph. Giannis Antetokounmpo making his last shot. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
That's his first personal foul.
You know, the Raptors were top 5 in attendance last season as well. I mean, fans had plenty to cheer about as the team finished with 27 home wins on the year.
And he's good on the second.
And the Raptor franchise record for home wins is 30, set back in 07. And you get the feeling with the way the crowd gets into it, that record won't stand much longer. And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And, Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Well, if the defense keeps giving up easy baskets like that, it won't be a lead for long.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
Boy, last year the Rockets dealt with a lot of injuries. I mean, the front court and post players were hit the hardest. I think almost every Rocket big would end up missing some time.
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group for the Rockets. Walker's shot is off.
Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
Not at all. I mean, he shouldn't even have considered taking that shot. Just a poor choice there.
Here's DeRozan. Valanciunas. And the rejection by Harden.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
And last season, GA, as you were talking about, the injuries for the Rockets did pile up. Dwight Howard was out. Terrence Jones was out. They missed those guys for multiple games.
Yeah, and that hurt him inside. But also, remember, Beverly goes down right before the playoffs. So, in all, the Rockets had 180 missed games on their roster due to injury. Amazing they stayed so resilient and were able to capture that 2 seed.
6 on the shot clock. Lowry dishes to Valanciunas. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Rockets trail by 11. Three minutes gone now in the third quarter. And it's Walker penetrating. A shot by Harden, wide open. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Walker's got 3 assists tonight. Lowry kicks to Patterson. Feeds it to Valanciunas. Here's DeRozan. That 3 off the mark.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Maniunas passes to Harden. He dishes it to Maniunas. And he gets it to go. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. The drive by Lowry. Here's Patterson. And it's sent back by Howard. Leaves the dishes to Howard. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Up high and down hard with the one hand.
Got a little extra forceful with that one, didn't he? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I think that's going to rouse up his teammates, no doubt.
Guys, this offense very effective.
Going right at him.
And guys, the defense has been no match. They've just picked them apart.
Harden, no good.
That's what we call good defense in the paint. Worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's an easy basket.
Now, here's DeRozan. Just 4 to shoot. Solid play on the low block, and that one's good. DeRozan's got 11 points. And one thing about DeMar DeRozan, such sweet mid-range jump shooting accuracy. It was his bread and butter in college, and Greg, the same here in the pros.
He gets tremendous lift going up, really squares himself to the rim and releases it quickly. Almost an impossible shot to defend.
Here's Howard. And he misses the fast break layup. This is to Patterson. The tray. That one goes. Count it. Patterson's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Of all the guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter, he is the absolute last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel.
Batum wide open. He fires. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Feeds to Harden. And it's out of bounds to the Rockets as Houston retains possession.
Houston ball.
Harden draws the double. Over to the wing. Moniunas' shot is good.
Yeah, that's asking a lot from that defender.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, he just doesn't have the size to really be effective in that kind of matchup.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. Well, guys, James Harden, quite possibly the most devastating rim attacker in the league today, just refuses to slow down when Clark is going right at the basket.
Yeah, he's got it all, Kevin. I mean, he's so thick and strong and has deceptive moves and explosiveness. When he gets inside, he's scoring or you're fouling.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. And here is Joseph. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
When you're defending Harden, it really is a pick-your-poison situation. I mean, we talked about his driving, but you can't gap him because he's also a very good shooter and passer. So that double team that you want to provide as well, he's real good at finding that open man.
Major league big boy throwdown right there.
And he keeps a tight grip on that rim after the finish.
Yeah, maybe that'll give them a little bit of that swagger that they seem to have lost.
Rockets trail by 8.
And guys, another thing about Harden, he draws so much attention defensively. So even when he misses around the rim, oftentimes it's going to create offensive rebound opportunities for the Rockets. So he takes the whole defense with him.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum. And Terrence Ross showed fantastic development in his second season, but really took a step back last year. All of his shooting percentages were down. He exuded confidence, but still at times just could not buy a basket.
Well, back to Terrence Ross, Greg. You're talking about him. It's so easy for a young player to lose his way a little after coming on so fast. Clark, I'm not surprised that he's hit a few bumps in the road along the way.
That's part of the development and growth process, Kevin. You've seen it with a lot of guys. His upside, though, is great.
3 points, Tornadoes.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Joseph. The feed now to Gordon. Carroll, no one around him. The wing jumper off target. Onda Tecumbo kicks to Brewer. Another miss by Houston. Fast break. Here come the Raptors. Pushing it up. 3 seconds left.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
Taking 2 shots.
No good on the second free throw. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Raptors lead by... Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. And so in the game for the Rockets. They've got Antetokounmpo, Patrick Beverly out there with Brewer. Then there's Beasley, and it's Capella in the center filling out the middle.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Ross passes to Gordon. Offensive rebound. Kicks to Ross. Gordon dishes to Carroll. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead. Risky pass there. They're lucky to retain possession this time.
Pass to Capella. Oh, and the dunk by Brewer.
Cutting into the lead with a huge one-hand throwdown.
That's how to get your team back into it.
Yes, sir.
I tell you what, guys, that might also put a little spark into those guys.
From downtown, and that one's good. Brewers got 5 points in the quarter.
That was simply a defensive breakdown there, Kevin. He was all alone for that shot. It was a warm-up jumper.
Out of bounds, Houston takes possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Outside, Antetokounmpo. He feeds it to Capella. To the paint. And some nice passing there by Houston. Here's Brewer. A beautiful reverse layup. Brewers got it back down to within single digits for Houston.
And the deeper we get into this game, it seems like the more the offenses are in rhythm.
Without question. I mean, both of these teams are firing on full broadband bandwidth. I mean, full throttle ahead.
Pass to Joseph. Gordon with the screen for Joseph. 5 to shoot. There's the dish to Beverly. He kicks it to Beasley. Back to Beverly. Soft touch off the glass. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Rockets.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
And also, I've been extremely impressed with their interior D. Their rim protection has been as good as it gets.
And the Raptors call time here. And continuing to expand his arsenal last season, Patrick Beverly, the guard for the Rockets. Career highs in assists and rebounds per game, and he's one of the smallest guys on the floor.
Yeah, and he's really working on the details of becoming a better playmaker, becoming a guy that has coaches trust him to handle the basketball in those crucial situations.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Yes, guys, I was able to hear Dwayne Casey coaching his team during that break. He was propping his guys up for their defensive pressure, saying, listen, the pressure you put on them has been fantastic. Keep pestering them, keep forcing turnovers, and we'll be in a great position to win this thing.
You know, talking about Beverly, his wrist injury really changed things for the Rockets at the end of last season. Suddenly, 37-year-old Jason Terry had to take on big minutes at the point, and he was serviceable, but they missed Beverly's toughness on defense particularly.
Harden's got room. Harden missing again.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that move the basketball.
Yeah, exactly, and I'm not quite sure what his mindset or what he was thinking there. I mean, that was just a terrible shot.
And going back to the one thing with Patrick Beverly, his shot could still be more consistent. Last year, he was down in shooting averages across the board, including just 38% from the field. It makes it very difficult on your offense when you have an inability
to space the floor.
DeRozan with it. He's picked up by Walker. Thing about DeMar DeRozan, he came into the league fairly unpolished, struggled to handle the ball, created then his own shot, and but sometimes he would create for others too. But he's settled down. You can see the growth.
Yeah, and that's the one thing. You could see the physical talent was there in terms of him playing the two. The question was, could he make the commitment mentally to become a great player? Well, from what he's done the last few years, I would have to say he's definitely been able to do that.
Kicks it out to Harden. Passes it to Montejunas. In the corner, Harden. Just 5 on the clock. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way.
A temporary lapse of focus from him on that turnover. It's embarrassing, but on occasion it does happen.
Toronto leading by 9.
And, you know, getting back to DeRozan, he's put a spit shine on his offense. Over the past 2 seasons, averaged over 20 points a game, was also good for 3 or 4 assists, showing everybody how work ethic can overcome unrefined skills. Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Walker goes in. Rebound by the Raptors. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Here's Lowry. Good once again. That makes him 8 for 9 this game.
And, you know, for DeMar DeRozan, scary to think that he's still scratching the surface of his potential. Made his first All-Star appearance in 2014, was a little dinged up last year, but still very effective. No doubt he's the real deal.
Walker with it. Now Valanciunas defending. Outside for Lowry. There's the 3. No good. The Rockets go the other way with it.
But still, eventually you got to feel like he'll start knocking those down again.
And DeRozan kicks to Lowry. There's the pass to Patterson. And again, Toronto no luck.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
There's no doubt about it. The defense, you can see him exhaling right now. Fortunate that he didn't knock that one down.
Takes the 3. That's good.
He's had an off game thus far, but his team has been able to pick up the slack and find a way to get it done here. And what Patrick Patterson gives you guys is solid all-around play. He can help you in a lot of areas. High basketball IQ, high character, understands his role, knows his limitations, and stays within himself.
Rockets trail by 14. It's Harden with the drive. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop there with that one-hand tomahawk slam?
Biombo, he's checked in for Toronto. That one goes. Count it. 28 points for James Harden.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Lowry passes to Patterson. Here's DeRozan. No good on the 3.
Well, he had one three-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
But they'll get another chance. Here's Harden. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. Harden's got 30.
And you know, he's really been one of the few bright spots for them, trying to will this team to victory.
Lowry against Walker. Lowry kicks to Patterson. Montejunas with the steal. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
And here in the fourth, he's carrying this team right now. 5 of 7 from the field.
The Raptors making a switch here. Ross is checked in. Lowry against Walker. Lowry dishes to Ross. Good for his 9th make in just 12 shots. That's an even 75% shooting.
And such a steady hand. I mean, he's one of those guys that's really allowed them to take the lead.
Well, he's just so reliable and dependable and consistent, especially here today. I mean, his shooting percentage is off the charts.
Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for Toronto.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. They've been in attack mode.
Oh, wow. Just floating to the rim on that slam.
Boy, when he gets up and stays up.
Man, you could clock his hang time with an hourglass. Well, if it wasn't out of reach, it is now, thanks to that last little spurt.
And why put the brakes on now? I just say keep on letting it fly.
Rockets ball.
Well, close to picking that one off.
Still a nice play to make sure that pass didn't reach its target.
There's 31 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Harden gets to Montejunas. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time.
Just look at what a sniper he is from long range. He's got such an unusual skill for a big fella.
And Montejunas picks up the foul.
That's his third personal foul.
Lowry again. It's Walker. Here's Lowry. And so it's Toronto